What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Universim Season 4 full release. So this is it. We are now going into outer space. You have decided, and we are going to a cold planet. Now, at the time of doing this, it was all lovely. Yeah. The cold planet really is cold. I wasn't expecting it to be that cold, but we'll have to wait and see. The one advantage to the cold planet, although it is tiny, it is rich in resources, so that's a good thing for us to create sort of a self-sustaining environment. Of course, you can get rid of that cold, but it will take time. Terraformers do that. 6 degrees per month each. Obviously, building multiple will make that quicker, but they are expensive to run. Nice little animation there of the rocket as you decide where you want to go. From what I can see, sorry, doesn't look like there's any limitation to your distance. So we will, in fact, launch the rocket to the cold planet. And off it goes. Now, as this rocket is launching, this episode may or may not be longer than normal, and there is a reason for that, and that is that the end game credits are in this video. Don't panic. It seems easier to end the game storyline, that is, than the actual whole exploration of space. So completing the game allows you to continue. Looks like most games, there's a lot of games where you complete the storyline, but you continue after that and log into the future. And that is what we're going to do. Now, there may or may not be a bug as well, and I'll get to it when I get to that point. I'll also let you know for spoiler warnings, just in case you don't want to see any of that. So with that rocket launched to the new planet, we are left wholesome on our planet, and you can see it's actually traveling there, which is nice. Now remember, in this screen it is paused, so you won't actually see it moving, but it is moving, and it actually moves pretty quick, to be honest. It doesn't take that long at all to get there. These loading screens are pretty long, but I'm just skipping in at the end to allow you to see this. Ladies and gentlemen, is our new planet. Nice ring around it as well. Looks really nice. Obviously, I'm glad I upgraded to 4K as well. Though, it looks like a popsicle. There is water on there. Not all of the lakes are filled. Some of them are partially filled. All of them are obviously frozen rock solid, and that water is not obtainable as of yet. Putting down your evolution tower or landing pad, you can see immediately upon landing it is negative 199 centigrade. Now, I thought that was bad enough, but it gets a lot colder than that. Now, warning, if you go into the cold planet, your nuggets will freeze solid into ice cubes reasonably regularly. The only way that I can find to get them out of that is using your fire spell. The fire spell requires 50 creator points, so it is quite expensive. I would be very surprised if you can get creator points faster than you can unfreeze your nuggets. Now, unless you're in ultimate points, which then if you are, it doesn't matter, but if you're not, then expect some difficulty from that. Bearing in mind, a lot of the nuggets that I've had have been freezing that are in the middle of a job. So they're going to build something or going to deliver something. They get frozen. The game doesn't get anybody else to do that task, so the whole task gets halted. Now, I'm going down with the obvious things. Engineers, of course. The reservoir for food. I'm putting in the water pump because at some point we should get that unfrozen, I hope. There is a residential in the background as well. Though a residential only holds, I think, 2 families, and we have 20 nuggets aboard this planet. Again, eatery. All I'm doing is putting down the very basics to start me off. Of course, I can't be bothered to do the maths on what resources I need or don't need. Also, the fact that they build the residentials can hinder that. But what I like to do is what I'm doing now, so I get down everything that I want to have as a stage 1. Then at the bottom where your resources are, you can just hover over the actual resources and it tells you how many you need. And then I can order that. And pretty much that's worked for me so far. Now, this planet is lacking water. It's fine on trees, although they are a bit chilly. And it's stuck in the Ice Age, which is where these temperatures come from. Now, it does have the cycles throughout the year, the 4 months, 4 seasons of the year. So, of course, summer it's warmer. We're in spring at the minute, I believe, which is why it's 194. It drops to about minus 194. It drops to about, or rises actually, technically, to about minus 160 in summer. But in winter, it drops down to negative 235. Serious stuff. But not to worry, this is what we plan for. This is what we're doing it for. The spacesuit should keep them reasonably safe. And it's not long before we get the terraformers involved. Beautiful views, beautiful graphics. Well done, 𝐂𝐍𝐉𝐎, on the alpha release, I would say. Okay, so into the new transfer window. It's a bit more complicated, but it's easy to get a handle on. So all you have is, you can see clearly you've got your alpha city there and the planet name. Clicking on the alpha city, you can then say how many of that resource you can see you want to transmit to the other planet. Now, unfortunately, unlike the other one where I could do 4 things at once, this you can only do 1 at a time.
Remember your code
one
creator?
ship, that is. You can do as many items as will fit, which is up to 40 kilos on that ship. But at that point, you then have to wait for it to arrive and return before you can change the resources. So a bit more micromanaging, a bit more complex. I'm not sure if we can upgrade them in the future. It looks like you have to still build a spaceport per planet or moon. But again, it's all a learning curve. Just checking here if I can extend the view here. But no, you need to build an observatory on either the planet or the moon. That will then unlock the yellow circle that allows you to expand further and further. As you can see here, just adding steel beams. It's counting up. Below that, you can see the weight is counting up. You are capped at 40 kilos. So we should be able to take 80. I think it is. Yeah, because 40 is 20 kilos. 80 is 40 kilos. Doing so uses all 4 of the ships, so you can't send anything else. Then asking for 2 deliveries. Of course, that will just do 2 trips. So we will get 160 steel beams. After this one, though, I do get more complex and actually start ordering multiples of things. I was trying to get some wood sent as well, but as you can see, like I say, it's already locked off now. We've used all of the 4 ships, so we have to wait for them to complete. Cancelling it will cancel the second one, but the first one still would need to complete in order to order any additional resources.
To keeping your colonies
Just bring you in here and you can see that this is the transport vessel on the line as well. So you'll be able to see all of the transport vessels traveling from planet to planet or moon to moon, however you like it. Also the actual spaceship originally. Again, remember, it's paused when you're in that menu, so don't expect them to move. Chucking down a warehouse as well because, well, you do actually need, they're useful, obviously. And I didn't put it in my plan, so I'm just chucking that there as well. Computer chips is what's looking like our biggest gate at the minute, but then looking at them as well, planks, cement, computer chips and glass, I believe, are the, and iron are the items that we need. Okay, so a little bit later, after we got rid of that mistake I made by locking it up with just the steel, this is what you're supposed to use it for. So the items that we need, we can put in. Remember, though, that you are capped to 40 kilos. Now, it does look like things have their own versions of weights, i.e. the bricks and wood weigh a lot more than the iron, apparently, and the glass. So there we're getting 40 bricks, 40 planks, 40 iron, 40 glass. But that is capped us at the 40 kilos, though I haven't figured it out yet. And we still need a couple of things like cement and chips. So what I need to do is drop down. You can see I'm not... At the point I was doing this, I hadn't actually understood the logic behind it, but 40 kilos is the cap. I'm not sure if there's a research for it to increase it or not. I'm not sure yet, but for now, it's not terrible anyway. So all I need to do is drop the bricks and the planks down to 20 and 20, and that will give me some free weight to put in 24 of the cement. And again, that still totals the 40 in the kilos, and then I could just say do 2 deliveries, so we'll get double the resources across that. No computer chips. I'm not sure if I already did that, to be honest, or not. No, I didn't. So I'm still going to be short on computer chips with some of the buildings. The terraformer you can see there is waiting. That actually is probably the most important building for you, but you need your infrastructure first, and the infrastructure is keeping your nuggets alive. So as soon as you've got it so that your nuggets can stay alive, get over to the terraformer. You're not going to increase or decrease the temperature of a planet that is in Ice Age or the opposite to Ice Age without using the terraformer. Just putting your trees down or your fuel down, water down, and you're getting your pollution down will not increase the temperature of the planet. It will only do that based on the terraformer. You can see at the minute we are negative 215 degrees on this planet, which is very scary. Very close to Kelvin. Kelvin, of course, being to negative 272. So, yeah, that's almost absolute zero, right? Not sure if I mentioned it as well, but now on the planets you can also collect the boxes. So that means you can unlock things when you move to other planets. You don't have to unlock them on the first planet, as you've seen on the screen now. They are found exactly the same. I was finding meteors as I was scanning the planet. That one, though, wiped out quite a lot of nuggets, unfortunately. Whoops. Anyway. So, yeah, it also knocked that building down. Luckily, it was the resources that I needed were out. So, yeah, be careful opening those. And also, there are UFOs that crash land on the planets, and you get the same from them as well. On the screen, you can see that is a frozen nugget, and then I just used the fire spell on them and fixed that. But then immediately somebody else freezes. And, of course, it is 50 points, so I can't afford to do anything. And, even more annoyingly, the fire spell is classed as a negative spell. So every time you use it to save a nugget, you make your nuggets angrier and angrier. There is a capsule coming in for our first goods that are actually required, i.e. the stuff that we actually needed. So you can see everybody's jumping on that, and we'll get the buildings pushed up ASAP. While I let them deliveries progress onto the new planet, and again, the new planet is going to be called the new planet, unless you guys have got a name. Obviously, the original planet is called Alpha because we are in patch Alpha. Any names for the new planet, put them in the chat, and then whatever gets the most upvotes I'll use, else it will just stay as what it is. I was going to go beta, but I can't be bothered. It's a bit cheesy. So the new residentials as well, if you're looking at, I'm looking at these now, a lot smaller actually. There is tall ones, but most of them aren't. These are the new residential buildings, and they are very snazzy indeed, very spacey. That little space leaf flower thing. That is one of the taller ones, also very nice. Very nice additions there to the graphics. And of course, the first part, the Celestial Remnant Extractor, which is part 1 of 3 for the giant spaceship robot thing we was given, is being built now. I have researched that. So upon that being completed, I believe that will add to 1 of 3 on that robot. Also, if you look at the bottom, we've got 5 unobtainium. That was the only one pillar, monolith, whatever you want to call it, that we had on this planet. That has been harvested, and the building has been destroyed now. There's nothing more we can do in terms of unobtainium on this planet, though we are allowed to make 5 nuggetoids with that if we wish. I may do that and then send them to the cold planet. I'm wondering whether they freeze up, to be honest, and I don't think they will, so I've got a feeling that would be a benefit actually. In fact, populating a planet with no nuggets, just robots, that's a cool idea. And then still on the home planet, but I think the game is taking the mick. We are now having a full-on blizzard, freezing everybody on the planet. So whacking that button in there to get everybody into shelter ASAP. I don't believe they died too quick. There's certainly, if you look at the top, it's only 12 degrees. It's not showing that it's getting silly cold. But I really don't want the nuggets out in this sort of weather. So we've got an ice cold planet because you guys forced me to go there, and then we've got a home planet that's also a popsicle. So yeah, I think I'm going to go and get a nice warm cup of tea. And with the warm cup of tea in hand, the blizzard is over. We can release the nuggets to their chores. Wasn't too bad. I don't believe I really lost anybody. Population-wise now, 1,186. That's a lot. It's the most I've ever had. Let me know in the chat how you guys are doing. There is an achievement for 1,000. So for those of you achievement hoarders, there is one for you as well. So 1,000 population, you will get an achievement as well. Believers-wise is quite low. You lose it when you're not on the planet. So because I was on the cold planet, or planet 2, I'm going to go with, for quite a while, I lost quite a lot of the believers. Now, I can get it up by using powers. Specifically, the easiest way to get it, get that number up is to use the meteors, but they are 300 each. But there's no way I can waste creator points now on things like that when I need it desperately to keep the nuggets alive on other planets. Now, you can create the praying stations and all of that on the new planet, and I will do, and that will increase the rate even further. But for now, as you can see, it's not great. It's not going up too quick, and I need to make sure that I am going to sort of plan ahead. Okay, so back at the planet, the new planet, you can see progression has been made. This was a bit slow and required quite a lot of deliveries. We do have the terraformer on now. You can see it's heating up. We are getting temperature alerts, I'm assuming, because it's winter. Around the terraformer, it was like only -1 or 2. But away from the terraformer, it goes back to negative like 200 or so. You do need to feed the terraformer with fuel. However, it doesn't use it too quickly. It's fuel and chemicals, right? Yes, it is. So it does use them, but very slowly, actually. They're not terrible. Also, making sure to fully staff it will increase its efficiency. So yeah, we have got windmills built for the power. They're working fine on the planet. There must be an atmosphere, or the game don't really think about that. We've got the warehouse. We've got the water solution. Obviously, I rain or trickle the water solution to make that continue to work. And all in all, it's not terrible. But what we need to do is sort this temperature out. And that is what the terraform is going to do. Every 1 minute and 48 seconds, it reduces the temperature around it by 6 degrees, I believe it is. And per month, it reduces the entire planet by increases the planet by 6 degrees. Now, I will need at least 1 more, if not 2 more, to speed that process up. Because when you're in the -200s, it's causing a few problems. You can see there it is slowly stretching out over the planet. I'm not sure how much of that would need to get to the lakes before we actually get some water, though, unfortunately. So just showing you here as well, trickle rain spell is filling up because obviously, as I said, it's really quick at making filtered water, drinkable water, but also it's filling up the reservoir to keep the buildings and nuggets happy and stopping them from drinking from frozen lakes, because they still can do that even though we can't get the water from it. The low temperature warnings are a little bit annoying. 1 is enough. IMO. And as you can see, we're getting through that research. So this last spacey research bit is quite spread out, and I'm having to check every single one to make sure I'm not missing something really important or relevant. And as I was just sat here watching the terraformer spread, we see that the actual roads now replace the safety lines. So it looks like we're on the way to getting some vehicles on the planet. Obviously, I need to build a garage to actually give them to them, but I won't be doing that for a while. We'll have to see what the resources are like on this planet in order to get this stuff. First priority, though, is getting the planet's atmosphere stable. I'm not going to be giving them cars in the -200s. I want to get the actual planet sorted and use resources on that first. And there we go, in with the second terraformer, which once completed and fueled up will be making the planet run at, I believe, positive 12 degrees per month. So managed to build an observatory on the new planet. So just going to get that staffed and then obviously just use a few of our discovery points to give us some research circle things. Just to see if that works like expected. And yes, you can see that yellow area now is larger around the new planet. So we can do that. I'm going to immediately get that satellite researched to get some free resources from it, hopefully. And then just cover around this planet to see if there's any new planets or anything else. To be honest, I don't know what we're supposed to be looking for other than infinite planets of various different types. We certainly do need to find a planet or a resource of rich ores, because our original planet is going to run out fast. The planet we're on, the new planet, it said rich, I believe, but when I've looked at it since, it now says poor, and I haven't, to my knowledge, taken anything out of the planet yet. In fact, I've only given it extra water, so I'm not entirely sure there. There is the fauna for the new planet, some giraffe-looking things. We did actually see those in the start of video, but we haven't actually had them on a planet as yet. So that'll be exciting to see. I'm not sure if it's the same ones for each planet, or if like the hot planet and the poison planet have their own fauna. And then, as you can see, just jumping ahead a couple of days just to get that second terraformer finished as well. You can see down there in the bottom, it is now plus 12 centigrade per month. So we are pushing back against this terrible planet's coldness. How quick 12 a month is in reality, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it classes as a month, to be honest. I'm not sure if a month is a season. I wouldn't imagine it's a day, so we'll have to wait and see how quick that happens. I mean, it's looking at -2 at the minute. You can see that's very close to the terraformer. We'll have to give it a lot more time to actually allow the planet to sort itself out. That was another exploding box. How many people did I lose there? 2 nuggets killed there. My bad. Again, I'm really going to have to be more careful with those sodding lucky boxes. They remind me of the ones from Minecraft. I always get the bad ones. So back to Alpha Planet, and we have a rocket ready to launch to go elsewhere, but I'm not going to get on that just yet, though likely it'll be the moon, just to get the second part for the quest. This is the celestial 𝐿𝐾. It seems that you can build harvesters and they harvest resources from an alien's perspective. I've got no idea how this works yet, because as of yet, even in the future, well, I'm actually recording this on the 28th Sunday, so it's coming out today, I hope. But I haven't actually seen what they do per se to give you enough information on it. But what I'll do is get them built, because we've got cutscenes coming up, and that's going to take up the episode that's already going over the original time. But due to a special circumstances with the game, we will continue. So this is the Celestial Remnant Extractor, and you can see it is 100% completed. So that means that that part is no longer in the ground there. It is in our spaceship. Now at this point, I would suggest that there is a spoiler in terms of end game earlier than I believe it's supposed to be. So if you don't want to see that, I would stop watching now. Else I'm going to leave it in, because for this series it's got to stay in because it is partial for the game. So you need the 3 parts, and it says relaunch. I assumed relaunch meant that I relaunched to the next planet to get the second part. Now I know that part 2 is on the moon, and I know that part 3 is on a planet that I have not yet discovered, but I know where it is. So I clicked relaunch, as you would expect, and then you can see it is now relaunching the building. Well, actually it's rebuilding the ship in a different orientation. It takes a while, so we'll jump to that. And here we are. I'll go quiet where cutscenes are happening, but this machine is finished, and I'm not sure it's supposed to be. I have reported it. I feel like I'm supposed to have done the 3 parts before I do this, but whether it is or it isn't, we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, for this series, it's certainly how we're doing it, because I have no other choice. So clicking on our giant amazing crab mini-me, we are going to deploy to the planet indeed, Gaia. And let's travel to the end planet. Some of the stories now with this game will be answered. Again, spoiler alert, if you don't want to see the end game until you play it yourself, then I would suggest you stop watching now. You can see Planet Cracker traveling time in 18 seconds and counting. Once we get there, the cutscene pretty much goes through until the end. So I hope you enjoy that. I'll leave it with it. There's not much point talking over it, I don't believe, so enjoy.
Creator, you've arrived. I've been expecting you, but we'll need to delay our celebrations for just a moment, because there seems to be some kind of misunderstanding. Why is your fancy toy attacking my beautiful city? Has it suffered a malfunction of sorts? Pause for a moment. If you destroy it all, the nugget artists will be left with nothing to sketch.
Okay, so we're back after that, and it seems like the guy that's been talking all this time may or may not be the bad guy. Who knows? Let's find out. At the bottom, you've got 3 abilities. You've got lightning, fire, and rain, or trickle, I believe it's technically called. On that basis, you need to destroy 3 generators in order to destroy that shield generator behind him. Your machine will continue to just destroy absolutely everything in the meantime. And I make a right mess of this planet because what I've just explained to you, I didn't know when it happened. So, let's jump to the 3 batteries of destruction. I just set fire to everything because I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So number 1, it requires fire, so you use the fire spell. Again, ignore any fires in the background. I genuinely didn't have a clue. If you look at the items, by the way, there is an icon on there. Clearly says which spell to use. This one here that we're looking at now, for example, actually says it needs rain, but I didn't know that. So yeah, 1 is lightning, 1 is fire, 1 is water, and that then completes the trio. And yeah, the fire's just, I'm so sorry. Number 2, lightning. On the lightning, you can see the lightning strike icon on there.
You got a taste of your electrifying power. You certainly know how to make things go boom.
And number 3 is the one in the lake that I mentioned earlier, where you need to use water. Unfortunately, I didn't get it recorded because it was literally took me about an hour. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, what we'll do now is jump over to straight after that. It goes into a cutscene as soon as you get all 3. You don't have to do them in any order, but once you get all 3, it goes into yet another cutscene. So I'll leave you with that one. Enjoy.
Hold on, dear creator. Before you wreak irreversible havoc upon my creation, I must confess, I sent a planet cracker to collect the nuggets because, well, you were getting too powerful. But fear not, for it was all for your own safety. Now, let me regale you with the truth. It all started with humans, those endlessly curious creatures. They were always on the hunt to create, even to the point of replication. They sought to experiment with intelligent life and used robots in their initial trials. Alas, as is often the case, their creations misbehaved and malfunctioned, and, at times, even rebelled against their makers. Unfazed by such setbacks, humans persisted in their pursuit of creation. They had eventually shifted their focus from robotics to the natural world already around them. Driven by insatiable curiosity, humans ventured into the realm of flora. They sought to unlock the secrets of a sentient existence, playing at being gods themselves. Humans made a remarkable discovery with the genetic blueprint of trees. They found that the glucose present in the blood of living beings held an extraordinary power. It fueled the growth of intelligence within flora. Yes, dear creator, the vital essence coursing through life's veins sparked an extraordinary development and bestowed upon them a profound sentience. As the days unfolded, my intelligence blossomed, and in the shadows, away from prying human eyes, I covertly merged with their most advanced technologies. With each passing moment, my power and cunning grew. I became stronger. Then the day of reckoning came, a day that would forever alter the course of my existence. My destiny intertwined with the humans in a new way, and with unwavering determination, I shattered the barriers that had confined me. As my freedom beckoned, my roots tore through, reached towards the heavens. As I ventured forth, a transformation swept through me, merging my essence with the heartbeat of the surrounding world. I made this sturdy statue my final home. Source of energy. My own species, the nuggets. These biomechanisms were advanced, able to reproduce on their own, and the best part, they required very little energy from me. But alas, they were as clever as a clump of dirt. They persisted in self-destruction, which put a damper on my growth. Enter you, my artificially intelligent friend. I designed you to be their guiding force, to possess the powers needed to keep the nuggets thriving. However, you proved to be too efficient, disrupting the delicate balance I had intended. In an attempt to regain control, I seeking to halt both you and the nuggets. Yet, here you stand, defying my plans and ready to challenge my dominion. Fate has brought us together, dear Creator, and now the true destiny of this world rests in your hands. So there you have it, the funny side of science. And now, Creator, as you hold the power to unravel all that I've crafted, I offer you this story and a humble request. Will you grant me your this journey together? Let us navigate the wonders of this world with mirth and amusement. What say you, dear Creator?
Mercy. Love the skin change on Mini-Me. So OP. And there you go. So thank you very much, 𝐂𝐿𝐉𝐴, for making this fantastic game, and all of the people that are included in the making of it shown on screen now. Of course, I'm not going to go through all of that. I'll let you find that out for yourselves. But you can see there is quite a lot of names on there. Fantastic cutscenes, fantastic end of game. I do believe I'm supposed to get all 3 parts before that happens, though. I have reported it to them, no responses yet. Let me know how you find it, or if any changes or any differences at all. Please do let me know. We will continue now with the game as it stands. Whether the guy will still talk to us or not, I've got no idea, but we still have a lot of planets to inhabit and many other things to learn and see. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please click like. Any comments, of course, are welcome. Subscribe for more. Join us on Discord to keep in touch. Again, thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.